Hello and welcome to the Spirit Safe. My name is Rob. I'm very glad that you could join me. Last week I asked you to vote for which country's whisky we would be reviewing. The results have been counted and the winner is Japan. So we have this Yamazaki single malt Japanese whisky from Suntory. It is the Distillers Reserve no age statement. Unfortunately I can't tell you the bottling strength or whether or not it contains artificial colour or is chill filtered, because the bottle is entirely in Japanese. This is actually imported from Japan, so it was bought in Japan. Somebody brought it over and they wanted $100 for it. I didn't quibble over the price at all. It even comes with this little, I think, coupon, so I can get something free. Maybe I can collect 100 of those little stickers and get a wok or something. So the fellow wanted $100 for it, and I didn't argue with that because there's only one Japanese single malt available in government liquor stores at the moment in BC. The coffee malt from Nikka, also no age statement, and that's about $100 plus tax. This particular bottle, the Yamazaki Distillers Reserve, it sells in the UK at about £45, including tax, at supermarkets, but the availability isn't remarkably good. Now, going back quite a few years, you could buy the 10-year-old Yamazaki and Hakushu from Suntory, and you could buy it from any Tesco or Sainsbury's, really, any larger Tesco or Sainsbury's. But the 10-year-old was, of both of those bottlings, was discontinued, and the 12-year-old started to become devilishly expensive. It's now over £85, I believe, for the 12-year-old. The 10 and the 12 were good, of both the Hakushu and the Yamazaki, and I enjoyed them. I enjoyed the fact that I could pick it up for very small money. This particular bottling, can't tell you very much about it, to be honest, other than the fact that it's from Japan. It's from Suntory. Okay, I poured myself a glass which I allowed to rest for a little while because it does benefit from it. You'll see the colour. I can't tell you whether or not this is natural. Probably not. Okay, immediately there's a blossom, a floral note, and something quite perfumed. Now, what I've read about this, obviously I can't read the label on the bottle, but what I've read online, this whisky receives some maturation in sherry casks, some maturation in red wine casks, and some maturation in Mizunara, which is Japanese white oak. The Japanese white oak can give an incense note, which I think I'm picking up. Yeah, it's very good. There's some Chinese spice. Creamy vanilla and red fruit. I did pick up some rhubarb. There is a very definite alcohol note here. This is definitely not 25-year-old whiskey, and you could, although there are lots of wonderful flavours, wonderful notes on the nose, there is the hint of the hospital hand gel there. So you could be forgiven for thinking that this is a blend. A good blend, but a blend. Alright, there's definitely some young whiskey in it. Really interesting cask combination on this thing. It bursts with red fruit, cinnamon, and it just fights slightly with a creamy vanilla and oakiness and a sweet sherry. It's really remarkably good, actually. Very agreeable, very sippable. Okay, there is a slight harshness beginning to build. This is unusual, and quite a lot of cinnamon. On a good day, there's a lot of cinnamon. On a bad day, there's a lot of harsh alcohol. It's still very interesting. It's still quite well priced in the UK. If you see it, I would. Yeah, I would buy this. I would keep this on my shelf. I don't think that I will cherish the very last drop of it, but I think it does compare well to other things in its price range. Wonderful oakiness beginning to appear. Yeah, spicy. Kind of a dry vegetal note to it as well beginning to appear. It's not outstanding, but it is very good. Sippable, reasonably challenging. Don't expect the most refined thing in the world. Remember that the 18-year-old Yamazaki is way out there in terms of price. Like, I want to say a couple of a few £100. So of course it's not as good as an 18-year-old. Japanese whiskey, really not very available. I'd love to see more of it. Unfortunately, it's become far too popular, and demand has outstripped supply, so the price will just continue to rise until something radical changes. This is good, not outstanding. I would consider buying it again. I'd like to see it in the local liquor stores. I would certainly buy the Hakushu Distillers Edition, which I've never tried before. I tried the 10 and the 12 Hakushu. If that were to appear in the stores, I'd be very happy, and I'd like to compare the two. Otherwise, this remains a pretty good supermarket buy if you can get it. I wouldn't go to the end of the earth for it, but it's still pretty good. Okay, I hope that's given you a reasonably good idea. Next week, or next time I do a video, it will either be Scotch single malt, Irish pot still, or American bourbon, and I'll decide this time. Fantastic. Thank you very much. See you soon, guys. Bye bye.